training. Oh yes. So that will and allow me to be able to upload it for people that are not able to join us live. I'm going to be dropping the link of this training. I'm going to be dropping it on all the platforms. It's a very great time for me to be doing it, and I feel so privileged to be doing this today. And I will tell you the reason why I feel privileged, because um, I am compelled to be able to speak to as many people as possible that will be able to understand that this difficult time it's not just for us to survive or thrive, it's for us to grow. It helps us to grow, because one of the things about this is that it is not permanent. By the time it gets a little bit easier, we will have gotten very well. And I know that I have a lot of people being represented on this platform. So permit me, if this is coming straight and direct to everybody, no matter what you do, either you're in business, you're a school leader, you're a teacher, you are a worker, you run a small business, you run a mid-sized business, name it, whatever it is that you do, I believe that the economic condition and economic situation is posing a lot of threats, is posing a lot of challenges towards us. And a big part of that is that we must have the ability, we must gain the ability to be able to come out with. So let me start this class. First thing first, and I want to start with this, with a story that I heard recently, of some of the things that really we know about. So the first thing is adaptability. When we said adapting, what does it mean? Adaptability does not mean tolerance. No, that is not it. It doesn't mean that you tolerate things. So everything, the cost of living is rising and your income is not rising. However, you just want to stay. A lot of people say, cut your coat. Right now, what you need to do is to begin to cut your expenses. While I agree to that philosophy, I want to also say that adaptability is not cutting expenses. Adaptability is not cutting your coat. Adaptability is not first about tolerating the situation, because one of the things about it is that you cannot change what you tolerate. Oh, yes. What it takes you to remain in a situation, or even to be weighed down in any critical situation that happens per time, is for you to seek to tolerate it. So when we talk about being adapting to economic situation, I am not talking about tolerance. No, it's far from it. I'm not talking about tolerance. As a matter of fact, the higher your level of tolerance, the more difficult it is to be flexible or to be adaptable. To adapt. So if adaptability is not tolerance, culturally, what does it mean? Because I think that the more things are, I should just be taking things to myself. I should just hope that things will get better one day. And then the things that I cannot afford, I leave it. And things that I can afford, I manage it, so that I have to cut my coat according to my size. Then the first question I always ask people that use that word, cut your coat according to your size, is that what determines your size? Yes, because the philosophy that puts your attention to your coat and does not pay attention to your size is not a balanced philosophy. Whatever makes you look at your coat and does not look at your size, I think if you want to begin to cut your clothes or your coat, I think you need to also begin to look at your size. Is there a possibility of increasing my size so that my coat can, be fitting? I'm telling you. So, and that is what this time requires. So when we talk about adaptability, we're talking about flexibility. We're talking about ability, to be able to change. Oh, yes. So this gets me to be able to, please look, if you look at this slide, it's talking about these critical times. There must be plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E. In case plan A doesn't work, you try plan B. If you plan B doesn't work, you plan C. This training is not going to be about you cutting your expenses. This training is going to be about you growing your size. Oh yes, because that is a critical part of adaptability. Every time we talk about adaptation, just picture the animal called chameleon. You see, chameleon, instead of chameleon running away from whatever he encounters, a chameleon just changes skin to what it is, what he encounters. I think that is a very important lesson for everybody. You have to come to terms and you have to think about, having different plans, not being boxed to one thing. Maybe you're an employee. I believe that this time and this season is the time for you to begin to think about what other things can I add to the pay, the salary that I'm earning. If you are a business person, you need to begin to think about your expressions. How can I get more people? See, let me tell you, in a time like this, there are three things that you must be thinking about more. You must be thinking about three things more. Number one, having more people that will either patronize you or that will get something from you. Having more people. Oh yes, that is patronage. You must think about it so well this critical time. You must think about, what do I have that people can patronize? Oh yes, what am I representing that people will patronize? So I have been saying it right now. There is nobody right now that should say that I don't want to sell. If you don't want to sell, you are as good as you don't even want anything. You must be able to, maybe you own a school, you work in a school, you work in a business, you have maybe fashion business, or name any kind of business that you have. Selling at the heart of it right now. One of your most important activity is your marketing activities. And very key is your selling. Why? Because if you have good patronage, number two, you must begin to look at how you can increase what people are buying from you. Number three is that you must begin to look at the number of times that people buy. Very important. If you want to adapt to economic situation that we have, you have to think about your adaptability first. Adaptability says that you have different options. It is very, very critical in this age and time to have options. And I will say it again. It is very important in this critical time to have options. What is your plan A? What is your plan B? What is your plan C? What is plan D? What is plan E? Very important for you, especially when we talk about adaptability. So when we talk about adaptability, what are we talking about? We are talking about your ability to adjust to change. Oh yes, ability to adjust. See, changes are happening everywhere. There are a lot of things that are showcasing and are showing us that we need to change. There are so many things. I know that it's been 5 years, it's been 6 years that you have been using the style, that you have been using the method, that you have been using the strategy that you are using. But right now, there's a need for change. And I will tell you why. You need to change. In this time and season, you need to change. You can begin to tell yourself, see, change happens on two grounds. The reason why we are saying that times are hard, times are critical right now, if you check it very well, is because social changes is happening. Change is happening at the social level. However, change must also be happening at the personal level. For you as a person, you have to begin to change and adjust. It is important that you change. It is important that you adjust yourself. Adjust to the changes that are happening. Change. And when we talk about change at a personal level, there are majorly 4 critical things that we do in the place of change. Number one is there are things you start doing that you have not been doing before. Number two, there are things you will stop doing that no longer work again. Number three, there are things you do less of. And number four, there are things you do more of. I'm going to say it again. when it comes to adjusting to change, it's about four things: things you start, things you stop, things you do less, and things you do more of. There are things you must start. For some people, you need to start another line of maybe business. So some people, you need to start putting money on what you do for free. You need to start. For some people, you need to start asking people for your money on time. It is what we call adjustment to change. For some people, you need to start seeing value in what you are doing for free. For another people, you need to, when we talk about change, you need to stop certain things. You need to stop. If there are activities that are not really bringing in, a necessary reward, or that is taking so much from you. So if somebody was talking to me some days ago and was telling me how a particular expression that he has is taking a lot of money from him and is not bringing the commensurate income. I said, it's time to stop. That is what it means. I said, however, are there other things that you can start doing that will give you more than what this one is giving you? And then she said, yes. He told me, yes. I said, so what stops you? You just need courage to be able to start. Ask yourself that sincere question this evening. Either you are a leader, either you're a business owner, you are a teacher, you are a, name it, whatever it is, whoever you are working, or maybe you don't even have work. It is time to start something. It is time to stop something. Oh, stop being at home. Some people, he says, I don't have a job. I don't have a place. Stop being at home. Start going out. Start going to places. Go and work for people for free in this time. Oh, who will pay for my transport fare? Well, find a way. But it is time to stop something. It is time to do less of some things. You will stop it. You can't stop it. You can't even stop some things. But you have to do less. Enough of putting all your attention on something that is giving you little reward. You have to do less of it so that you can have time to be able to do more of some other things. Now, when we talk about adjusting to change, it's about these four things. Anybody that finds it difficult to adjust, the real problem is that the person finds it difficult to do these four things: start, stop, less, and more. I'm telling you, just write it down. If you can write it down, note it. As you are listening, begin to think about it. What do I need to start doing in these critical times? What do I need to stop doing? Thank God we are getting to the end of the year. What do I need to do more of? Oh yes, somebody paid me for this. I think I need to do more of it. I think I need to put myself out there. I think I need to do more of this. And then I need to do less of certain things. I need to do less of this. You need to ask yourself, in the space of your work, in the space of your day-to-day functions, day-to-day activity. Look at me. As I'm doing this, and I told myself at the beginning of this month, which is November, I said from November to December, I want to do more of engaging people on my media platform, on my communities, all my communities. I want to be more, I want to engage people the more. And I had made up my mind initially that I was not going to subscribe, for the Zoom platform. That I said, no, I need to do more. I need to do more of this. A lot of people are going to get the benefit. A lot of people are going to listen. Some people will listen and then they get their aha moment from that. They won't forget me. And as I'm doing that, I have also my product. So people will see my product and patronize me. Oh, yes. It's just that is the way it is. You have to think about change in this, and it is personal. Let me tell you something. Social or societal change does not need you. Either you change or you don't change. The change is happening. See, the cost of running things has increased. A lot of things are happening. Global inflation in every country. A lot of things are happening. However, you need to understand our adjustment to change will require us to focus on those four areas. Stop looking at what everybody is pushing, maybe news and a lot of things. Start focusing on your own personal change. What do I need to start now? What are the opportunities that are showing up? And then what do I need to stop? What do I need to do less of? And what do I need to do more of? I said it is time to adapt. Okay, let's go. So if you want to really also thrive, another part that I really want to talk about is perspective. Don't forget, the first one is adaptability. The second one is your perspective. I need you to see more than others do. Your perspective is not just how you see things. Your perspective is what you do as a function of what you see. Oh yes, what you do as a function of what you see. When we talk about what you see alone, it is called attitude. But when you take it to the point where we are talking about paradigm, we are talking about perspective, it is about your action that comes from your attitude. So in these critical times, if you want to adapt to economic condition that we have right now, you need to see more than what others are seeing. And to do that, you must lock yourself in learning. See, let me tell you, what you see is what you get. But there are things that function, there are things that fuels what you see. What you see is not a function of your physical eyes. The eyes of inner is called insight. That's why in this economic situation, you need more insight. You need more insight. You need to be spending 30 minutes on YouTube. Get information, get a lot of information that will help you. Get information as you're attending this training now. Honestly, if you have others, please attend. You see, you must fuel your perspective. You must fund your perspective. There are many people that see what things that are going wrong in our society, in everything. All everybody is saying is inflation. While I agree, it is true. The cost of living is high. A lot of things are happening. But you have to see more than that. You have to see more than that. You have to make up your mind. What do I need to see? Because it's what you see that determines the first one that I talk about. Oh, yes. Some people's problem with adjusting to change is not just about their will. It has a lot to do with their perspective. So what are you seeing? In everything, are you seeing the incompetency of government, which I don't deny, or they are trying, we don't know? Or are you seeing, what people are hungry, people are suffering, and that is the story that everybody keeps hearing. Everybody, that's the story that you keep hearing on a daily basis. This thing is hard. This thing to run business in Nigeria now is not a small thing. Oh, a lot of businesses are closing down. I agree. It is correct. It is true. You are right. But in the same situation also, some people are also getting up. Some people are moving. I'm telling you, the one that you choose to see will determine what you are going to do. What you choose to see will determine what you are going to do. If you choose to see what is going down, which is not, see, I'm not shying away from it. Conditions are critical as we are talking right now. A lot of businesses are closing down. A lot of things. However, you see, when you know that you don't have option of stepping out of that environment, and even if you step out, where are you going? I have people that have left the shore of Nigeria. I'm speaking to you from Nigeria. I have people that have left the shore of Nigeria to go to UK, US, and when they got there, everybody just discovered that I think this thing is general. The only difference is that, okay, we work here and they pay us in that amount, but really, it's still the same thing. By the time you want to send money home, you want to feed yourself, you want to pay tax, and you want to do a lot. However, in all this, you have to see more. You have to see more. You have to pay attention to your perspective. You have to fund it. You have to fuel your perspective. See, let me tell you, either you are seeing right or you are seeing wrong. Either you are seeing the right things or you are seeing the wrong things. It's your fault. It's what you are told that determines what you see. I'm telling you, it's a secret. What you see is a function of what is said to you or what is being said. So if all you do is to read newspaper, you watch TV news on either YouTube or on social media, the blogs, and a lot of things. It has a way of creating panic. It has a way of making you, it has a way of instilling fear in you. And it will leave you, or it will rob you of the possibilities that you have to see. Let me give you an example. So as I am right now, I buy things. I buy groceries for my family. I buy things. And there are places that I have not been in the last 3 weeks, in the last 4 weeks, that I used to go. And the amazing thing, none of them are trying to call me. Those places, I buy things from them, at least on a weekly basis. And I've not been there for 4 weeks. Nobody has tried to call me to be able to say, oh, it's been a while that we discovered that you are not around. You know what? Instead of them taking that action that will have fueled me going back to go and buy from them again, possibly their focus is, they are panicking. They are looking at it. How can we get more customers? How can we get new customers? Oh, we want to do December promotion. We want to do this one. The people that are buying from you currently, what are you doing to ensure that they continue to buy? You see, everybody that you have currently, please, instead of seeing what news are saying, you better focus on, whoever is putting food on your table. Whoever. If you are working for a business, please pay attention to that business. If you are working for a school as a teacher, pay attention to the school. If you are a school owner, pay attention to your school and the parents, the people that are bringing money. Instead of looking at the environment is hard, the environment is harsh, people are suffering, people are hungry. Please, leave people. Focus on yourself first. Look at the people that are bringing things for you. Oh, yes, you are a small business person. Please focus on your clients, your customers. You see, if you try as much as possible to put all the necessary effort on those ones, that is a perspective. Another person looked at the perspective and said, things are bad, Joe, things are hard. See, I cannot kill myself. I'm telling you the truth. It's a wrong perspective at this point. Because how do we determine a wrong perspective? A wrong perspective is what makes you either close down what you are doing or shut your eyes on people that are patronizing you. And at the end of the day, you end up with nothing. That is a wrong perspective. No matter how harsh or how critical the condition is, understand this. The people that put food on your table, the people that are subscribing, the people that are buying from you, they will still need what you are offering. That is the perspective I want you to have. They need what you are offering. Your parents still need to be in school. Your customers still need to buy that clothes. Your customer need to buy that thing, whatever it is that you sell. Your school, your platform, the business that is paying you where you are working will still pay you salary. And the more you begin to embrace that, to be able to say, let me focus on how this place can grow. Let me focus on how this thing can grow. Let me focus on how this thing can flourish. Oh, Coach Wale, you don't understand. This person came. This one, I even read. That's the problem. I'm not saying you should not read. But if you read something that disempower you, you must make sure you fall back on something that will empower you. Oh, yes. Don't join the wagon of people that just want pity. Pity that does not lead to anything. Brace up. Your personal economy is highly needed at this point in time. And the reason why it's needed is because everyone benefiting from your personal economy will not listen to the fact that it's because the country is hard. That's the reason why you cannot pay your bills. If you're a family person, you possibly have children in schools, you have mouth to feed. There are so many people that you need to pay attention to. So you have to. There is not, see, you have to. It's very compulsory. It's very important that you need to look at everything, all the obligations that you have, and let it force you to be able to gain better perspective, to begin to see from the angle of the people that I'm serving. They will still need my product. They will still need my product. So because of that, let me brace myself up and then start it. You see, I remember I was speaking to someone that owns a pharmacy shop, and the person was telling me, he said, things have been tight. I said, are you serious? I said, the last time I checked, people still have malaria. Some people still have typhoid. Some people have all this. Some people with terminal disease are still managing. The people with diabetes are still managing. Things, there is nothing about things are tight that really will still not make people go to a pharmacy. I said, if people that are patronizing you don't no longer come again, it's not the country, it's not you, it's not them, it's you. Oh, she said, what do I mean? Coach Wale, what do you mean? I said, take for example, in the last 2 weeks, who are the people that used to come on a weekly basis? Who are the people that used to come on a monthly basis that have not showed up in the last 3 weeks? And he said, wait, let me count. But I don't know. I said, can you see yourself? Can you see how many customers do you have in your database? You have their phone number, you have their critical conditions. And then she's looking at me. I said, you see, it's one thing for you to say that times are hard. It's another thing for you to begin to tell yourself the truth and say, let me work more with my people. Let me deal more with my people. Oh, yes. And in case it looks as if, I've stopped, you need to start something that can involve people subscribing to you, so people that are really coming. And then from there, things begin to move. Things begin to move. I am telling you. So you need to gain an empowering perspective. You need to see what empowers you instead of seeing what disempowers you. You need to see what empowers you. Please, because you need power now. One of the critical skills that you need in critical time is power, is ability for you to be tough, to be tougher than your condition. Because if you appear weak, the condition does not care. The economic condition and situation we are facing right now does not care. I'm telling you, you need to come up and tell yourself, what can I do now? And that's what I'm sharing with you. See more than others. Okay. So apart from perspective, you also need security. You need security. Right now, your security should rely and should lie in yourself and your God. It should not be on a position. It should not be on a stand that you have made. It should be on yourself. You see, there is this ego philosophy that I always share every time I talk about this. There's this ego philosophy. I call it the ego philosophy. You see, when eagle wants to land on a tree, it is said that the weight of eagle can really make some tree, the branches of some trees to cut because of the size of some of the eagles that land. But despite the fact that the eagle knew that if I land on this branch, this thing will break. His security is not on the branch. The security of the eagle is on the strength of his wing. That even if that branch is about to break, my wing can lift me at every point. This is the time where you need to focus on yourself. See, stop putting your security. Oh, this one, job security, job security. Your job security now is in the improvement of self that you have, your self-improvement. You have to begin to look at it from that angle. Pay attention to yourself. You are a business owner, you are a school owner, you are a teacher, you are working in an employer, an employee. You need to pay attention to yourself. You need yourself more than any other factor right now for security. Oh, Coach Wale, in fact, I'm losing my mind. No, that is one thing that you should not lose this time. That is one critical area that you must never lose. If the business or the school or the work is giving you too much, please give yourself some time to relax and rest. And then after the time, stand up again, dust yourself up. You need to be stronger than before. You want to adapt to this economic condition, because you will need self-talk. There are so many things that needs to happen at the point of yourself that will make you strong. You need self-talk. You need self-assurance. You need self-confidence. You need self-actualization. You need to be able to stand and speak and convince the people that will give you money. Oh, yes. You need to really believe in the product that you have. And you need to really move. You need to start engaging people. You need to start talking to people. That is what you need right now. Your security now needs to be with yourself. Gone are the days where you are looking for somebody to do marketing for you. I am telling you the truth. You are the first marketer, no matter who you are, no matter the size of your business. You are the first marketer. You need to step out there. I'm telling you, you know, when everything became, when it looks as if everything wanted to crash for one of the richest man in the country, you know, Dangote, he stood up and he started facing media by himself. He was not delegating it to the MD of the refinery. He was not delegating it to whoever is at the marketing team. He stood there facing everybody for the first time in so many years. A lot of us were seeing him in the media, saying things, addressing issues, uncovering cases. You know why? You need yourself every time situation become critical. The first line, the first point is yourself. Check it very well. When anything is going to crash, it is the brain behind that thing that will crash first. If your school is going to stand, maybe your school, your business is going through a tough time right now, the first thing that will crash is you. Because if you don't crash, the business will still remain. I'm telling you, it's as simple as that. When you are about to lose that job, when you're about to lose yourself, go and check. You are the one first. The first factor of security is yourself. You know, that's why I use the slide. You must be the Superman now. Oh, yes, you must be the Superman. Wear everything wearable and go out there to display. Set out. Believe in your product like never before and believe in what the product can do. Go out, go from one place to another, create a channel, engage people on social media, engage people on any platform that you can engage. Do something. Why? Because the security is going to really lie in yourself, in yourself. The next thing that I want to share is resourcefulness. In this economic situation, you notice that one thing is lacking and one thing will be needed. The first thing is that resources will be out of control, but resourcefulness will always be in your control at every point in time. Resourcefulness will always be in your control. That's why resourcefulness is a very important thing in this age and time. In this critical time, in this critical condition, you need resourcefulness. Coach Wale, what do you mean by resourcefulness? These three things that I've just shared. Agility is something that I addressed in the security, in self-security. You have to be stronger than before. You need to see yourself. When you look at the mirror, you need to see yourself as a Superman now. The only thing about it is that the Superman that you are must not just be about your size. It must not just be about your physical. You need a mental state. I believe there are three people that you must not joke with right now. Right now, if you are talking about resourcefulness, number one is the people that I call the mavens. Oh yes, mavens. Mavens, what do you mean? Coach Wale, what does mavens mean? The people that are experts. Yes, you cannot afford to miss them now. You need to work. Anybody that have gained expertise in any area, you see, that's the reason why I'm sharing this with everybody. Free, at no cost. You see, anybody that is an expert right now, you need to be closer to the person because the person knows something. See, let me tell you, when you're about to get lost, all you need is someone that knows the way or a technology that knows the way. That is why a lot of people switch to Google Map. If you notice, so many people just switch. They just turn on their Google Map. Experts, I call them the mavens. Anybody that can give you direct instruction, that can help you navigate your time, you need that person now. That's number one. The second kind of person you need in a critical condition are people that own platforms. Oh, yes. You need people that own platforms. Oh, yes. So that if I want to sell my product, if I want to do this, I can present it. You know, if I want people to patronize me, people that own platforms, you have to. It's a critical part that you have to pay attention. And the third one is that you need a connector. A connector. Who is a connector, Coach Wale? A connectors are people that can connect you to another person. They may not be able to buy your product, but they can connect you. Oh, yes. So when we talk about resourcefulness, a resourceful person is surrounding himself with agility. The second thing is innovation. Innovation. What do I need to add to what I'm offering? What do I need to do? You must be a person. If you are working in a school, if you are working in a business, you must be a person of innovation. The earlier you take it, see, let me tell you, who are the set of people that are complaining now? Go and check. They are people that have not been able to innovate. What they do is what they are still doing, and that is what they still plan to do. When you ask, what is your plan of adjusting now? I don't have any. I don't know. You need to begin to talk to people. You need to begin to talk to people. The third is cost efficiency. When we talk about resourcefulness, is centered around this cost efficiency. You have to be very efficient in the cost of what you do, in the cost of what you spend. You must make sure, it's not just about cost, it's not just about cutting costs, like I said earlier. It's about being efficient with the costs. Whatever it is, wherever it is that your money is going, you must make sure that you are getting maximum use of it. Maximum use of that money. It's very, very important right now. That's what we call resourcefulness. Resourcefulness is your ability to use the little resources that you have for maximum results. Yes. Okay. So when we talk about this, please understand something. You must have the ability to start from what you have. And I'm not saying start from where you are. I'm saying start from what you have. What you have. Coach Wale, what do I have? Oh my God. Start from what you have. If in these critical times, please understand the people that experience abundance, people are experiencing abundance, even though times are critical. But you need to look at what you have. The question you should ask yourself is, what do I have? Do I have a model? Do I have the way? Is there anything that I know? Is there anything that I can do, that many people don't know? You see, ask yourself that. Do I have product? Do I have expertise? Do I have skill? Do I have people? Ask yourself, what do you have? Because one of the things I discovered is that right now, no matter the situation and condition, no matter the business you have, no matter the size of the business, no matter the size of the school that you are running, there is something that you have that will lead to the next phase. However, if you neglect it, if you think it's not common, if you think, what is this? If you think this is not what I'm talking about. Oh, it is not what I'm talking about. You need to think twice. You need to think twice. Now, when you are doing inventory of what you have, you must be able to connect what you have to imminent problem or a recognized problem. That is what I do in coaching program. That is what I do in coaching people. I try to make sure that you do an inventory of what you have and connect what you have to a problem that is very important and urgent right now. Yes, I look at it. What do you have? You have expertise, you have experience, you have track record, you have reputation, you have relationship. Oh yes, you have number, you have a community. Please use it. Use it now. This is the time to use what you have. Look at your house. Look at your house physically. What do I have? Look at it. Do you have access to credit? Do you have access? Let me tell you, one of the core resources that you have in times like this is access. If you know someone who can instruct you, who can give you direction, who is very good, please don't joke with such a person. Don't joke with people like that. You have something, please. You have something. There is nobody that does not have something. You have something. Coach Wale, what I have, people are not buying it. Well, maybe you need to look further. Maybe you need to look further. There are things that people will buy. I am so sure of that. It's very important. Okay. The next thing is spending, but under spending, I want to talk about it under income quickly. Yes, because when we talk about adapting to economic condition, we cannot but talk about income. Oh yes, we have to talk about income. Yes, and income is in, you know, these three things. Income is in these four things, basically. Coach Wale, where is my next income coming from? Number one, what you know, which is learning, what you know. Where is my income in this critical time? How you show what you know. Now, this thing that I'm doing now, I'm trying to let you know what I know, and then I'm showing you my expression. Your expression. The more critical the condition, the more your expressions. Oh, yes, you have to be taking different steps. You have to be taking different, you have to be showing a lot. Show what you know. There is something you know, there is something you are showing. What I know, what do I know? Yes, ask yourself. Ask yourself. Oh, yes. And then, how am I expressing what I know? You see, a woman has been a manufacturer for a very long time. I don't know, some of you will have seen the ads. If you are conversant on Facebook and Instagram, you'll have seen that ads. How the woman has been training people now on how to become manufacturers, or how to get goods from China, how to import, export. That's what and she will do her YouTube videos. You know, she's talking, she's doing expressions so much. Then the third thing that gives you income now, who you know. Who you know. In fact, what you know will give you small income. I'm telling you, it will give you small income. Your ability to show what you know will bring credibility, and then it will add to it. But where you begin to talk about huge income is in who you know, and then the fourth one, who knows you and what they are willing to do for you. Who knows you and what they are willing to do for you in these critical times. This is not the time to look down on anybody. This is not the time to look at anyone and look at the person and say, what's this? Who is this? Who is talking? No. Who you know and who knows you, they are very important to your income in these critical times. Yes. And as I said that, I really want to wrap up everything I've been saying. I started by saying that it is time to adjust, to change. What are you going to start? What are you going to stop? What are you going to do less of? And what are you going to do more of? It's very important and critical to be able to pay attention to that. Also, you have to look at your perspective. Your perspective is very critical. Your perspective is very, what are you seeing? If you don't see well, honestly, you can't do what you are meant to do at this time. And if you don't do, you may not be able to have the size and stature that you have. Also, you have to look at resourcefulness, very important. Now, if you want other things, you know, if you are looking for someone that really will be able to help you and work with you in this time and in this season, please look no further and get across to Coach Wale. I'm going to sit down with you and then take you through and help, and then we begin to do inventory of how we can navigate this time and this season. I want to appreciate everybody, and I want to say thank you for being on this platform. Thank you very much for being here. This training is being recorded, and it will be uploaded on our platform after now. Thank you, everyone. I want to appreciate everybody.